run the ball against them. How do you think that aspect went?
We'll have to look at it, on film. And, obviously we got out to a good start. We got a little momentum going, and then really just shot ourselves in the foot, multiple drives. And then in the second half just kind of couldn't get it going, and so that was, a little disheartening, from a coach's standpoint. We got some good things going, and then just couldn't find ways to either convert or missed a few things there at the end. And so anyway, it's always nice to have a win and get a win. I thought the defense stepped up. They did a great job. Some big turnovers, got some good field position, and we got to find ways to get the ball in the end zone.
I mean, do you feel like you're being the second week in a row in the box? I mean, it's really just, I know it's something you're used to a lot, but I mean, is that like really, you think, helping your confidence more and more in these players?
I think that we'll evaluate that a little bit more. It is definitely easier to call a game because you can kind of see what's happening, but you don't have the social interaction, with the players and stuff too. So, we'll talk about it. I think either way, we'll be in a good situation. I mean, I trust the coaches on the field to talk to those guys, make adjustments, and rally those guys. Or if I'm down there again, then we'll go that route. So we'll talk about that as a staff. See what Coach Herman thinks too.
You went to that same end-around play with Badger on the score earlier in the first half that you did a couple weeks ago. Was it sort of the same look as it was a couple weeks ago, or was the thought process different?
Similar. We just added a little shift in motion to it and put Jaden and Gunn on that. We felt like some of the misdirection stuff was going to be good for us, and to try to get them moving and get them out of position a little bit. So we thought some of our reverses might be good. And Badger put it in the end zone again too. That was fun to see.
Bigger picture, how much better are you as offense 3 weeks after BYU in these last 3 games?
I think we're a lot better. Obviously, that was an interesting situation on the road, and we learned from it. I think you learn from every game, and even last week, against UCLA, as we were talking after the game, it's like we hit those shots in that game, and it became that type of game. We missed some shots tonight, and that's kind of what ended up happening too. I thought we had some chances to really put some points on the board, and missed a few of those, here and there. So that's kind of the difference between some of those games at times. But as far as the overall offense, guys are understanding what we're trying to do. They're filling in with their roles and all that type of stuff, and I think we're coming together. Yeah.
As you watch a lot of college football, though, that's kind of what a lot of games look like outside of Alabama and Georgia. It's it's fits and starts and
no doubt, and you just got to learn to handle that, and we'll talk about that as a staff and see how our guys handle that, on the sidelines, and got to handle adversity. You got to be able to have a short-term memory, and if things go well, and if things don't go well, you got to move on to the next play and be able to focus and execute.
Does it feel like a pretty good situation though to be 5-1 and not feel like you've really gotten all the way there with your offense yet?
Yeah, we're in a good spot, and we've got talented guys, in all positions, and I know they're hungry, and I thought we've always played physical, and then in every game you'd like to have the perfect game, right? You'd like to have no negative yardage and all that type of stuff. But you learn from it. These guys are hungry to learn, and hungry to be coached, and the vibe, the energy, from them through the week is awesome.
What's been the biggest? Curtis Hodges has become kind of a factor in the offense. What's been the biggest changes?
I think just his overall consistency. He's been practicing really well. He's been putting in the time. I think he really cares. He wants to be really good. He's obviously has the physical tools. He's a big, long target that can run, and he can still be physical in the run game too. So he's managed to stay healthy. That's a big part of it, and I think his confidence is up, and he knows he can make plays and finding ways to get him the ball.
You guys took that shot in the fourth quarter after the turnover on downs, but despite the result, why is it important to stay aggressive when you guys are up 3 scores?
Yeah, and that's part of it too. They're hammering the run game. They know we're going to have to to run it to finish this game. we get him on a big fourth down stop. You know, I felt like, you know, this would probably be a good time to take a shot on first down and maybe we can end it. Missed it, and then we had to, you know, try to recover and run the ball a little bit. So I thought the O-line and those guys did a good job of being physical at the end. We were able to continue to make some first downs, you know, and drain a little bit of clock. So not at any point was it, you know, perfect. You know, we had some issues overall that we got to clean up and think through, and situations that we got to be better in. And you know, we'll continue to do that.
As you talk about improving, do you think it's easier to do that after a win versus after a loss?
It always is, and it's always easier after a win. But you got to be careful and not overlooking stuff too. You know, you got to make sure that you're detailed and handle a win, you know, or a loss kind of in the same way. We got to get better. We got to learn from every situation, and you know, there were some situations that I can learn from for sure. And there's, you know, obviously some, with the players, we're always trying to be better at that football intelligence, and it comes from experience.
We had more food options and speed option in this game. Do you think that what Stanford does, or was that just Jaden, his potency as a rusher, and also getting him into his space?
You know, we felt like that, you know, some speed option would be different. I hadn't seen that, and would give us, you know, something different they'd have to kind of worry about, you know, and help us out in some of those lighter sets. So we've got a lot of, you know, options to be able to go to offensively, and just trying to, you know, hit some of those when it fits the game plan.
The flea flicker on the reverse. Is that something you took from the BYU game when you played against you guys, or was that
many years ago? But yes, I've had that in the arsenal for a while. We actually had it in, you know, a couple of games last year, and didn't call it. We felt like this was a good game for it, and we ended up hitting.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
BYU